Welcome to Ruffing the Past, the show where I talk football, miscellaneous stuff, and mostly football, and we have late-breaking news. The Browns have just traded for quarterback Deshaun Watson from the Houston Texans. They are sending, according to Adam Schefter probably, or many other NFL sources, the Browns are sending 3 first-round picks, a third, a fourth, and the Texans are sending Deshaun Watson and a fifth. Now, the trade does not include quarterback Baker Mayfield, but I assume that he will now be traded from the Cleveland Browns after this whole saga, so there's that. So what I can take away from this trade is that the Cleveland Browns will obviously improve at the quarterback position if Deshaun Watson plays this year. I mean, Deshaun, when he's playing, is easily a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. He's got a great arm. He's mobile. He's a huge playmaker. However, his off-the-field issues are, 22 sexual assault allegations or sexual misconduct, whatever it is. I think it's a mixture of both, and that's not good. I hope you're happy, Cleveland, because, boy, you did not handle this well. First of all, let's just see. You didn't even tell Baker that you were going to pursue Deshaun Watson. You didn't sit him down with the owner or anything and tell him that you're going to pursue Deshaun Watson. You went out there on your private plane, the owner's private plane, and you leaked it to the media that you're going to meet Deshaun Watson and his team, see if you can convince him to come to Cleveland, because Deshaun has a no-trade clause, so he can just basically choose where he wants to go. So they hopped on the jet and met with Deshaun Watson, telling the media, "We're meeting with Deshaun Watson, blah, 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 leak this, blah, 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 blah." And they didn't tell Baker Mayfield, who found out via social media that they were going to request an interview with Deshaun Watson. Now, maybe he had an inkling beforehand, because he did release a letter thanking Cleveland Browns fans for all that he's done, for all they've done for him and how they've embraced him as his quarterback, as the quarterback of the franchise and whatnot. So there's that. However, Baker did not react kindly to this, as you may well imagined, because he was like, what the heck, out of the blue, they don't even tell me that, they're going to go pursue Deshaun Watson. They told me, they just did it. And what makes this worse is the fact that, that's my mic. Still working? Yep, we're good. What makes this worse is that in the things that they leaked in the media, the quotes or whatever, they said they wanted a, quote, adult at quarterback. Now, I'm 95% certain, this is where Baker flippin' lost it with the Browns. And he was like, I want out. You know what? I don't care anymore. I want out of the Browns. Because the Browns, the clown franchise that they are, said they want an adult at quarterback. They told this to a 26-year-old married man who has stuck up for teammates. The organization of Cleveland has put them on their shoulder and embraced everything. He put it on his broken left shoulder, played through injuries, led them to a playoff win. And they told him that he's childish, basically. They told him he was childish. Sure, he's cocky. Sure, that's the way he carries himself all the time, like he's an underdog. But still, they told him he was a child. And then they go and pursue Deshaun Watson and bring him in. They wanted an adult. And they go after Deshaun Watson. Why? I think, now, this worked out beautifully for Cleveland because Deshaun Watson had previously dismissed the Browns as an option. I don't know why. I think it's because Cleveland is, well, sadly, Probably not the greatest place to live right now. I mean, I don't know much about Cleveland. It seems like the factory of sadness in terms of sporting franchises. However, and so Baker basically demanded a trade after that, and the Browns told him, "No, we're not trading you because you're our backup plan." After they called him childish, after they didn't tell him about Deshaun Watson, after after all that, the way this whole situation is handled, I'm honestly not surprised why Odell Beckham Jr. wanted out, why he told Von Miller, "You don't want to go to Cleveland." And why they're still seen as a laughingstock. I mean, for one thing, we got the Kevin Stefanski, who's never been good with star receivers. I mean, he's obviously gotten them to good seasons, but he's never been like huge stud top 10 receivers in his career because he's not the offense he runs. And Cleveland, being Cleveland, botched this whole, I mean, for Pete's sake, they botched the whole Baker trade. So that's, things aren't run well. Oh my gosh, they've gone through how many coaches? He's gone through 4 coaches in the last 5 years, 4 OCs, all that. Absolutely horrible. But then, so Baker was holding out, and then today I found out like 15 minutes ago that Deshaun Watson was being traded. Cleveland really botched this. They also signed Deshaun to a new deal that's going to give him like $230 million guaranteed, which is like, wow, that's a lot of money. Baker's going to be out. I presume teams that will pursue him are Seahawks, Colts, and Saints. I mean, the Saints need a quarterback at this point. And, yeah, that happened. I'm not sure how to process this trade right now. It literally just happened. I'm still trying to figure it all out. One thing I will say is that the whole Baker Mayfield career situation and just the way he's been touted is so scarily similar to the way Drew Brees was early in his career. I mean, think about it. Drew Brees is playing well in San Diego, but was always called not great, small. You never had questions about leadership, but still. And so they drafted Phillip Rivers when they had they drafted Eli Manning and traded him for Phillip Rivers when they had the first overall pick because, I don't know why they had the first overall pick. Played horribly. I don't think Drew Brees even played that bad, but, And then, goodness, they get rid of Drew Brees in 2006 because he's a free agent after he's a backup to Phillip Rivers. He goes to the Saints, and a few years later he wins the Super Bowl. And becomes dominant after mediocre seasons his stats were extremely similar to Baker's now. So Baker's out, obviously. So if he goes to the Colts or Saints, is he going to lead them to championship glory and, dominance while the Browns themselves are floundering like the San Diego Chargers with Phillip Rivers? And you have seasons with Deshaun Watson where he goes 4-10 despite playing well, which did happen in 2020 with Deshaun. Who knows? This has been Ruffing the Passer. Cleveland, you're a clown show. Sometimes you can just be a clown show. Granted, you're going to benefit greatly from this. So, congrats. You have a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. Depends on how long he'll be suspended for. Which I presume he will be. I mean, I think you kind of have to. However, Baker's out in the open market. See what happens. I'll stay tuned with the progress updates. And I'll see you all later. Goodbye. Like, comment, subscribe.